Welcome back to the channel where we explore, learn, and theorize about the Marvel Universe. Today I'll be talking about Disney and Sony's new Spider-Man deal, the Netflix characters coming to the MCU, and plot leaks for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, She-Hulk, and Spider-Man No Way Home. If you're new to the channel, or even if you've been watching for a while, make sure you subscribe because more than 96% of you guys aren't subscribed. And if you think you're subbed, double check because apparently there's a glitch where people are getting unsubscribed from certain channels. And remember that a subscription is free for you, but it really helps the channel a lot. And you can always unsub later if you want. Now let's get started. Disney and Sony have reached a multi-year deal for the post-Pay 1 release window, a pact that will make Spider-Man and other major franchises eligible to stream on Disney Plus for the first time. The flagship streaming service and Hulu are among many platforms covered by the agreement, which the official announcement called unprecedented. A host of platforms under the Disney tent are involved, including ABC, FX, and Freeform. Theatrical releases from 2022 to 2026 will move to Disney after their runs on Netflix, which earlier this month announced a deal with Sony for a Pay 1 exclusive, as well as co-production rights to direct-to-streaming films. So basically what this means is that after Netflix's 18-month exclusivity deal for Spider-Man movies, they'll be able to go to Disney+. And this includes all the previous Spider-Man movies, the upcoming MCU Spider-Man movie, and all of the Sony Pictures Universe of Marvel characters movies like Venom 2, Morbius, and Into the Spider-Verse 2. Next, I have possibly the best news we've gotten in a while. According to ThatHashtagShow, Marvel plans to bring Charlie Cox back as Daredevil, Jon Bernthal as the Punisher, Krysten Ritter as Jessica Jones, Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk aka Kingpin, as well as more MCU characters from Netflix. And then in an interview with Kari Skogland, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier's director, who also directed episodes of The Punisher, revealed that there were plans to bring back Billy Russo actor Ben Barnes in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but they had to cancel due to scheduling conflicts. So that means that he too could be returning in the future. And lastly, I have some small plot leaks for Doctor Strange 2 and She-Hulk, as well as 2 new plot leaks for Spider-Man No Way Home. Although to not make this video too long, I'll be covering the second, shorter plot leak for Spider-Man tomorrow. Anyways, like always, take this with a grain of salt as it's coming from 4chan. And while things on 4chan have been fully or partially right in the past, it's by no means confirmed. But here's your spoiler warning just in case it is right. Anyway, the leaker starts off by saying Scarlet Witch's first scene was in a cabin. She and Doctor Strange talk about a town and the Darkhold. Scarlet Witch mentions hearing her kids. Doctor Strange says she probably hallucinated it, but after Scarlet Witch persists, he has a theory. I don't know how many villains in total the film has, but one of them is an entity Doctor Strange called Shuma Gorath. I heard that in early drafts the character was supposed to be Chthon, the Darkhold's author, but Raimi came in and wanted an even more freakish looking monster. Doctor Strange tells Scarlet Witch about the multiverse. It's home to parallel Earths, and also the Chaos Dimension, which is where Scarlet Witch's magic comes from. The ruler of the dimension is Shuma, voiced by Ariane Bakar. I only saw him once on set, so I assumed there was a voiceover role. Shuma was a random mocap person on set though. Bakar's line had already been recorded, and they were being fed to the actors through earpieces like we did with Hardy and Venom's lines. Doctor Strange's theory is that fragments of the children's souls are still present in the dimension. The entry to the dimension is protected by Shuma. Mordo finds Scarlet Witch and says he can get her into the dimension without having to deal with Shuma, but asks for her help in return. They team up and Scarlet Witch is determined to get back the children, but Doctor Strange is against the idea because her magic can destroy the multiverse as she travels through it. The next leaker said I work in previs at a medium-tier FX company. All I know is what we worked on, which was only 3 scenes and some basic establishing shots of jets and military vehicles. I worked on a set piece where She-Hulk fights Abomination in Times Square, but he looks different from the Incredible Hulk in 2008. It's like a straight-up boxing match. Jennifer fights so different than the Hulk, very agile and mixed martial arts based, while also having Hulk strength. I didn't work on these scenes, but the other ones I heard about were Jennifer easily grabbing a helicopter out of the air mid-takeoff, and her fighting a floating green guy who was shooting beams at her. I thought that might be the leader, but I don't know that he matches up to that. And lastly, here's the first plot leak for Spider-Man No Way Home. The leaker starts off by saying the movie starts off where Far From Home ended, and there is a time skip. Peter's in court and there's a lot going on. He's trying to prove his innocence. Doctor Strange calls out that there's something going on, and the multiverse is breaking. Villains are going around from other worlds into ours. Doctor Strange is trying to capture them and put them in a special-made prison by him. The villains somehow escape because Peter messes with stuff, probably something in the Sanctum Sanctorum. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the second and third act of the movie. How they met or how they came into Tom Holland's world is unknown, but they both help him capture the villains. There are scenes in the movie with just Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield alone. The movie's final act is on the Statue of Liberty that now looks like a big Captain America with a shield. All of the villains are there alongside Tom Holland's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Stark's arc reactor is present in the scene, and every villain is trying to get their hands on it for something. This part's not very clear. All of the villains are defeated and are put back in Doctor Strange's prison. All of them except Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. Goblin kills someone major. I'm not sure who it is, but Tom Holland's Peter was crying and enraged. He tries to kill the Green Goblin but wasn't successful in doing so in the end. The movie ends with Peter finishing high school. Not clear on what happened to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And if the rumors are true, the person Osborn kills could be Happy. But let me know what you guys think about all this. Are you glad that all the Spider-Man movies can eventually come to Disney+? Which Netflix Marvel characters would you like to see return to the MCU? And what do you think of these plot leaks? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember to wash your hands and stay safe.